Prelim final, Ronnie. Wednesday prelim final, then we've got Saturday grand finals. Yes. The first of two, it'll be the Hobart Phoenix versus the Southern Wolves. Hobart potentially looking at a straight set defeat here. They're only 5 down. I'm hearing they've got at least 2 players on camp. Notable out, well, I'm trying to think who Hobart as well are missing. Leah Bartlett's obviously back in Melbourne now. She's finished uni. I know Claudia Swain is not in.
Is she on camp?
I believe she's one of the campers. I am trying to see who else. Eliza Crispin's probably the other one that's on camp as well. Or is she in plain clothes over there? I'm not too sure. Either way, jump ball. Southern Wolves with a good win last weekend, Ronnie. Last week they took on the Glenorchy Spartans, won that one by 20 or so. Stepped through by Anderson, ripped away by Brooke Aitchison, who must have caught one in the face there. So that'll be Sinnott, Thompson, Crespin, Aitchison and Vanderkamp. Meanwhile, starting lineup, that looks to be Murray, Parker, Anderson. Thompson with a runner does get that to drop. Ella is number 13. I remember her from last week. And is it McMillan or McMahon?
We'd say McMahon until someone messages later on in the week, Joba. I'll say McMahon for now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Do we have last week's team sheets, Ronnie?
It'll be on my phone.
If you can get last week's team sheet, we can definitely work with that because we'll know everyone's name from there.
Absolutely. We shall multitask.
We will work on that. So Sinnott with the ball handling duties. Hobart going down last week to a very well-drilled Kings team, Ronnie, who are really in the box seat, having a 10-day spell. But they are a well-drilled team, and either side here is going to struggle against them. So they want the entry pass to Vanderkamp, get that late deflected by the Wolves. So again, it's Murray, Parker, Anderson, Ella, and I need 25, Ronnie, for the Wolves.
Yep, just quickly working on where is his team sheet.
We will get that. Vanderkamp with the rebound, wants second chance, passes that back out to Thompson, long range 3, up arcing, no good. Going for the long rebound, Sinnott deflects that off Parker, good awareness there. Hobart to keep the ball to the left of screen. Here on the main show called of the Sports Centre. The training facility of the JJs at the moment, Ronnie?
Yes, it is. I was here for their training session this morning, Jobo.
Presser as well. Vanderkamp wanted to go inside. Probably got away over travel. Doesn't matter. Gets a score. Thought she was hopping up and down. But 4-0 our scoreline. Good pressing defence or pressure there as Hobart get possession back of the ball.
We may have to get Shanae to flick us one through, JB, because I'm struggling to find it on the camera roll.
No worries, we'll get a work on that. Thompson, long range 3, bottom of the net. 7-0 start here by Hobart. And Ronnie, not to deflate anyone else on this squad. Thompson, easy still. She's going to go to the hoop. Murray goes to contest that, does nicely. Big block by Claire Murray.
That's great hustle there by Claire Murray. Just, made up for that turnover and then got back. That's good, solid defence right there.
How many photos do you take a week, Ronnie?
Quite a few now that we're doing...
now that we have to search.
Yeah, and the JJs, of course, too. Of course, Will Magnay doing work experience on the camera today.
Who would have thought? Vanderkamp, that looked to be slightly deflected. Anderson with the rebound, but good defence there. Vanderkamp, Ella changes, pivot, got away with one there. Spin move there as well. Oh, step through on the dribble. Nice move. No, I do believe it's McMillan because I believe McMahon's on the bench.
Okay.
For some reason. We'll find that out at quarter time if we can't find that. So Wolves to the line for the 1 to bring this back to 4. The great Anthony Stewart's walked in.
Yeah. Stewie obviously scouting for Saturday.
Yes, just sauntering through. We did tell him that we'd...
I have got spare headsets, by the way, too. So if he wants any more training...
Yeah, I did offer him training. I believe he did.
He's declined?
I do believe he did, as Thompson's gone up. She's been hit on the arm, so she'll go to the line for the end 1. 9-2 start. And the X factor in this game certainly is Thompson, Ronnie. When she is on, she'll be hard to stop. But if she starts missing a few, like last week, it could spell danger as we
Absolutely. Just throw out that... Let's just see what his reaction is.
Would you like to get some practice in, Stewie?
Jeez. A great man.
Yeah, no comment.
No comment. You'll see him tomorrow night through, obviously, your subscription.
Foxtel and KO?
Yes.
He's a good boss, I have to say that live. He's not wearing the Ralph Lauren Argentinian polo shirt this week.
No.
No need to celebrate Messi's 7th Balladon. As Parker inside in the low block scores that one. But they're out again through Sinnott. The Hobart, they're just going to have to really capitalise on the ability to get up the floor. But the key, Ronnie, no subs, can't burn all your energy.
No, they're going to have to conserve energy, but then they're going to have to be smart and not get into foul trouble early. So that has to be on the minds of the Phoenix players.
Vanderkamp, flat as attack, can barely get that over the rim. The Wolves take that one away. Anderson, she's got to take on Aitchison, who's had a pretty solid season. So I say that, she gets absolutely blown by. That's a 3-point margin now, as Vanderkamp just pulls up. Good defence here by the Wolves. Looking to spread the floor. Vanderkamp down on the block, needs to pass out. And tries to force the shot to no avail. Deflection though by the Wolves. Only 3 minutes gone in this first of 2 prelim finals. Jordan Cooper with the explanation. And the refs running with their new ref shirts this week, Ronnie. Last week they were in the old black and white stripe.
Correct. I believe they got approval from Marie French, so that's all been sorted now.
Late whistle on the loose ball foul there. Wolves to maintain possession. No time elapsing off the clock. And we are back underway here. Wolves to the right of screen. Again, good win over the Spartans last week. And Ronnie, of course, the big thing for the Spartans was that they tried to gamble on a bit of help defence. More of a zoning and a half-court zone or a half-court trapping, a press defence. The Wolves work through it nicely, and they're going to have to try and work through some defensive issues of breaking down the defence here if they're going to keep on the scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to really make sure that they get the reads right tonight.
Claire Murray goes to split, couldn't get over the wall at his Vanderkamp. Aitchison wanted the outlet, couldn't use it. Bella Parker picks that one up nicely and cleans up the scraps. Easy 2 for her. Game back to 1 point now. So the Wolves start to find their feet. A couple of slow minutes early. Sinnott, big screen by Thompson. Murray getting out of the way nicely there. Skip past Aitchison, in time, or inside to Vanderkamp. Going to be a foul there on Ella. Slightly cooler night here at the Sports Centre, Ronnie. We had some beautiful weather earlier in the week, and
certainly have.
Certainly not as cold as what it is in our winter nights. As Vanderkamp, she was fouled there by Anderson, so she'll go to the line for 2. And that's something else that, the players adjust to in this 22s league, Ronnie. Having played all year essentially in sub-10 degree weather, at times coming into the big concrete and tin shed that is the Sports Centre, playing in, upwards of 25 degrees consistently.
Absolutely, and speaking with Jack Jumper's development player Matt Kenyon today as well too, JB, he's getting used to our colder conditions here compared to what it has been in the mainland.
Thank God he's getting used to them, because he'll have to really live with them. Shana Thompson's used to the conditions. Nails another jumper as Isabella Crespin goes to get in. Murray loses the ball. Wolves recover it now. Parker goes to skip pass. Nicely weighted. Ella recovers that. Not soon enough though on Brooke Aitchison, who's had a pretty good 22s campaign. Beautiful outlet pass. Thompson goes all again, and Claire Murray. 2 big blocks on the drive to Thompson. Good defensive start by her. Will Ferguson in the bath mat walks across. Meanwhile, Wolves with the ball. Old jailbird haircut as well for young Will.
Yes.
Just hoping that was a mistake under the influence. The ball goes long in the bottom of the court. Couldn't be saved. Hobart will take that to the left. They're up by 5, 13-8. And again, going down to the Kings last week. And I know Anthony Stewart was extremely impressed Thursday when we spoke. Thompson with the late offensive screen there. Still moving, didn't set it quite right. And that foul is there. And again, another thing that Hobart can't afford with no substitutions. No foul trouble, Ronnie.
And yeah, you got to be careful how aggressive you be as well too on the defensive end. So, it's really important that they have to adjust to this officiating early on.
Well weighted pass. Thompson pulls up for 3, as cool as the other side of the pillow, Ronnie.
Yep, no, good to see Shana in good form. She's been obviously working hard and getting those shots up most days of the week. So really good to see she is knocking down a few early.
Credit to Dennis Committee on AFL Live 2004 Facebook page for that one. As Claire Murray wants to pull up, can't. ball. Stagnant ball movement, Ronnie. While it's getting through hands, it's not covering much of the floor. Murray with a good shot there. But that's certainly something the Wolves will want to work on, really trying to spread the floor and get the ball moving.
A bit of a bailout offense. I don't think Adrian Broomhall would be happy with that offensive phase, and I'm sure he'll address that in the huddle in the next stoppage.
Broomhall would be the last name we were looking for, I believe, there, Ronnie. Claire Broomhall.
Yes. Yes, correct. 25.
Yep, Claire and Chloe McMahon on the bench.
There we go. Sorted.
Yep. Here we get there. Well, at least we did. I don't know if anyone else did. Moving on. Isabella Crespin. Brooke Aitchison loses the ball. Murray again. Over to Mia Anderson. Wants to go herself. Does nicely off the square. And interesting by Hobart here. They're playing through, not using their timeouts. As Isabella Crespin goes to create some space. Legally or otherwise, obtained the space. Sinnott with space. And here's the bonus of Hobart. Another block by Murray, who must have just made a little bit of body contact. She's had some ripper finishes there at the rim defensively.
Yes, she has. And, you know, good try there by Molly Sinnott. Just, again, recognising the open lane and going through. And just coming back to that, how they're just playing through this right now. I mean, Wolves on a mini run. Dwayne Davey obviously trusting his players to just to weather the storm a little bit, and let's just see where things lie in the next minute or two.
1 or 2 free throws there. Wolves only down by 4. As Thompson was met late. Anderson going for the ball, so that's definitely Thompson's second. Where's our paddle boy today, Ronnie?
I wish he was around. I really do. He was great help last week for us.
So Anderson and Ella head out. Heading in would be McMahon. And I'm trying to remember who 96 was last week, Ronnie. Hepburn.
Yep. I was just I had it in my mind. It was just not processing the other way, JB.
Mate, it's been 5 days. It's been 5 days rest for me. I'd argue there's still some processing being done.
I've had somewhat of an exciting day, so I am a little bit.
I'm constantly losing RAM every weekend, Ronnie. So that's not a loss for me.
Okay.
We're getting a shot clock issue addressed here, by the way.
Yep.
4 each on the fouls. Shot clock is at 14. This will be the traditional issue.
Yes, JB.
Of we've got to run the clock and the shot clock.
Well, I think they're trying to run the shot clock down separately, of course.
Now, is it possible that we just run it down, then we run the main clock down? Or is that too long? Either way, I believe they're debating where the foul. Maybe it was debate on the foul. I don't know. Either way, we're back underway. Less than 4 remaining. Wolves only down by 4. Hepburn there wants to go inside to Parker. She's got McMahon on the baseline, doesn't use her. Sinnott away with a steal. And some tired bodies early for Hobart. You can just see they just want to get a bit of a rest. Utilise their 24 here, get their ball movement. The ball's moving, the bodies aren't, it'll save them. Spacing now by Vanderkamp, long 2, Flatters attack again. Taken away by Parker. Wanted to see Hepburn in. Does pass it to a late deflection, that'll be Hobart ball. One thing just quickly, Ronnie.
Timeout coming in now, JB.
Yeah, smart move. So that'll be Hobart timeout. They'll come back with possession. They lead by 4, 17-13, and certainly the difference with their offense is, Ronnie, while the ball's not necessarily getting through hands for Hobart as much as you would like, they're certainly moving when they do have the ball. So they're not getting caught in that little triangle area there on the wing, or getting caught passing post to post. You know, someone's willing to take that on the penetration dribble from the wing, middle of the lane, wait for the collapse and generate their movement from there.
Yep, sorry.
Am I that boring?
No.
I wasn't boring Friday night.
No, apparently not. But look, I think a wise timeout here by Dwayne Davey. Obviously, the girls have been running for a good 6.5 minutes. And, on the offensive end, again, a little bit stagnant here and there. I mean, ball can get through, and that's both teams, really. They're a little bit stagnant. So they'll make some adjustments, but also, too, defensively. Right now, I think I wouldn't be happy to a degree.
Hi, Beck.
And, they certainly have to make sure that their help defence and the communication there. Probably the two most important things, right now. There hasn't been too much lapse, but just reiterating those basic fundamental points of communication and getting to the help spot.
Big thing for the Wolves too. Outside of some good perimeter shooting for Hobart, I feel they've held up all right defensively, Ronnie, but offensively for the Wolves, they're again, as we've said, they're going for a lot of bailout options to get their scores.
Yeah, they need to get right through their sets, and I think that I'm sure Adrian Broomhall would have addressed that in his timeout just then. So, the Wolves can't take any shortcuts with what they do offensively. We know they're well drilled as Thompson misses that one.
Vanderkamp just way too tall there. Second chance opportunity scores. Just to finish your point there, Ronnie.
Yeah, so, Wolves really need to get through that set within 24, but if they get clamped up a little bit, then they've got to go for that bail out, which you don't want to do every time down the floor, though. Hepburn
nearly stepped on the crowd. There was about 5 metres out. Referees didn't see the sideline. Long shot there is no good there by Broomhall. Long rebound is unsuccessful, so that will be Wolves ball again inside 3 minutes. Beck, we've got a microphone. Any input for this one? Oh, well, lucky we've got a lot of distance on that. We heard that, so thank you, Beck. We'll point that in the other direction.
Point that straight, JB. That would be fine, thank you.
Murray with the ball. And again, you can just see how stagnant. That's a bit better there from the Wolves. Murray moving a lot. In fact, she's the clean director of this. That's going to be a hook.
Well, we saw a few hooks in that boys' game, JB, last week. So, didn't see too many last week in that women's game, but yeah, interesting to see that one.
Just quickly, Beck, are they new Doc Martens? Well, they look very fresh.
JB talking about shoes for the people at home.
I tell you what, if they don't know what Doc Martens are, they must just be into British comedy.
Okay, thank you very much.
2:24 remaining here in the first. Thompson goes up off the glass, no good. Near a wedge. Hobart still lead by 6, 19-13. And again, the Wolves need to generate some really flowing and some consistent offense. Murray hesitation, goes the spin, saves herself into Parker, goes to split. Out to, Broomhall was contact there. She'll go to the line for 2:2:05 remaining in the first.
Pretty obvious that call there, JB. But again, making the defence adjust and whatnot. So, as JB has spotted a few people in the crowd.
Oh, both Stewart boys now have mullets. Does he realise? Stewie must know.
Well,
Archie's got one and Tommy's now got one. Look at it. My God, he's not out. Oh,
Tommy and his mate there, by the way.
That's
Archie's somewhere.
Yeah, Archie's probably getting ready. Rowing in Low Doubt Road this morning, 10K run. He'll be playing.
Yeah, he'll be.
But
we'll see him in the next game.
I do know he is unavailable for final, though.
Oh.
Thompson splits, runs into the defender. They're in the no charge. It was a clean defensive play. And that's going to be a rebounding foul there. And that'll be on Thompson. No, that's on Crespin. So that'll be an offensive. No, we are going to the line for 2. It's 5 fouls each. Ronnie, why the left side of my headset?
This is an ongoing issue at the moment. So it will come back. It will come back to life. Don't worry.
Going to have to head to Stephen Hooper next time we call a bloody basketball game. Claire Murray misses the first.
Thank you for the reference. No. This happened during the junior finals as well too. So they'll hear us at home, but through our headsets we might drop out. But keep going as per normal.
No worries. I'm sure the people at home would rather have our headsets. So inside 100 seconds now almost in the first. 19-15. Sinnott now again in control of the ball. Aitchison baseline jumper, no good. Vanderkamp fighting for the rebound again. Is absolutely at home going to work down in the offensive block. Good defense by Parker. There's drop down pass again to Parker, who kept running. McMahon with the rebound. Wanted that one, couldn't get it. Sinnott, but that was taken away by Murray, who's had a fantastic first quarter. 2 big blocks. Goes to herself. Needed a bit more height, probably to perform the move, not only on the shot. That one's no good. 4 is our difference. Sinnott again. They need the ball in Thompson's hands a little bit more. Need to be spotting her up for a few more jumpers. 15 feet, no good. Again out. As Broomhall goes to work. She's got Murray in support. Goes herself, makes the basket. Now, is it basket? Is it offensive? Haven't had a clear one. So score's good, but it is offensive. So,
yeah.
hang on a second.
Hang on. You go first, JB, and I'll follow you up on the
Someone explain to me how that's 2 shots if that's an offensive foul.
It's team control, JB. So once the ball has kind of been released.
Oh, so the shot's gone down and then he's...
Yeah, so then dead ball.
I'm glad someone understands it.
Thank you. Have been around the whistle for about 20 years, JB.
See, the salt's not as evident in the pepper because of the haircut, so I can't even make that reference.
No, good. Yes, good. I'm glad we got the haircut last week. Senior intern Hamish.
The senior intern Hamish, who's out of the cast.
Yes.
He's still rocking a moulet. So 2017, as the crowd looks as perplexed as I am, we continue on. 35 remaining. Ball swinging around by the Wolves. This is better, but they're cramped up one side of the floor. Certainly playing strong side. Parker with a nice screen. Broomhall herself off glass, no good. Thompson, she's got a full 24 to utilise. Let's see how they go. So try and just clear this headphone.
It will come and go, JB, so you be fine. Keep going, mate.
I'm trying to, Ronnie. I really am. Inside 12 seconds now. Thompson isolation Murray. She's got screen to her left. Doesn't use it. Thompson wants to go herself into Vanderkamp. Trailing was late. Broomhall's got to go herself. She can see the clock. She doesn't steady up. And they've called carry on the drive. Some frustration as I can just see Mia Anderson asking Mia Anderson's mum asking her coach to sit down as game clock awareness isn't there. So quarter time, 2017. There we go. How did you do that, Ronnie?
I'm just fiddling around with a few things here, JB.
It's unbelievable. It's better than when Fred Hollows found someone who could see.
Thank you, JB. Let's move along.
Quarter time, a minute to go for our break here. 2017, our scoreline, a very stagnant closing few minutes in that quarter there, Ronnie, but Hobart's still in control and probably thankful for some what you would define as unforced errors from the Wolves. Yeah,
and I think the message from Adrian Broomhall will be just keep basic fundamentals. Some, as I would mention in some of my huddles, some officials are really picky, and you just got to adjust on how they're officiating. So now they know they need to make that adjustment. But yeah, stagnant offence from the Wolves. They just need to do a better job getting that ball moving to the second side. Force that rotation on the Phoenix defence and then try to really attack the rim or look for a good shot. Meanwhile, if you're Phoenix at the moment, obviously Dwayne just working the whiteboard and setting up obviously some sets, but you want that ball either with Thompson or Vanderkamp really. Vanderkamp must do a better job down low and finish a little bit more better. She's just struggling at the moment inside. So not a bad first quarter. I mean, 2017, and again, this as we've said before, this Wolves team has improved immensely over the last 12 weeks. So it will certainly be an interesting second quarter here as we go along.
So there we go, Ronnie. We have just received. Thank you.
Righto.
Thank you very much to Shanae, wherever she's at.
Yes, team. Match manager for tonight.
If I can get a thumbs up from her, either that or she's doing her job properly.
Yes.
So that would make sense. No more hidden requests. We're good. Taken away, and that is going to be a foul there on Broomhall, who is not impressed.
Just took a gamble and. Yeah, just unfortunately didn't pay off. So now she's got to come off. I think she might have picked up either a second or a third there, JB.
Yeah, so Broomhall heads out, Anderson heads in, Demani's in, Hepburn as well, Amelia McMahon, and Bella Parker. Meanwhile, it is the same five. No substitutions have been added for the Phoenix. They lead by 3, 2017. Sinnott for 3, bottom of the net.
And if Molly Sinnott can get that 3 going, then another key scorer that the Wolves will have to keep an eye on.
So game back out to 6. Anderson loses the handle, recovers nicely. Again, Hobart really forcing the ball to stay strong side and not have to worry about that fourth option. Essentially a 4-on-5. Good pressure defence as Thompson wrestling with a rebound. Anderson, though, recovers. Hepburn ball fake. Step, though. Walkies. And we're going the other way.
Yeah, just lifted the pivot foot up there before putting the ball to the floor. So easy call there for the referee to make.
Again, here at the KSC prelim finals, our grand finals, will be live from the newly refurbished bar area of Warrain. And that is as fresh as that jump shot from Shana Thompson, who's hit multiple from outside now, Ronnie. Game out to 9.
Absolutely. Shana just finding her range nicely now in this ball game, so she'll be up and about.
Sinnott could have had a steal there, doesn't. Actually guarded the ball behind her. Interesting tactic. They're leading by 9. Who am I to question? Demanu goes the pass. Contact was made on the drive.
Some Wolves are really going to have to amp up their defence on Thompson if Thompson starts to keep firing from deep. So that has to be a focal point for the Wolves.
Big thing too that's hurting the Wolves at the moment. They're keeping the ball in front of the defence and keeping all their offence in front of the defence. Now it sounds basic at point, and I'll get to that in a second. Ronnie, you'll know what I'm talking about when I explain it. Sinnott now with the ball. Good hesitation, inside out, goes the dump down to Vanderkamp, can't catch it. Anderson with the ball. Now what I meant in their offensive sets, they're not trying to back cut, they're not setting off balls, they're not setting back picks, they're not trying to cut the baseline. They're moving the ball out in front of the defence. They make that basket there, but that's what's leading to a lot of bailout offensive moves there, Ronnie. As Demanu, I say that and they'd potentially go on a 4-0 run, but the ball's constantly live and the defence can constantly see where it's going. Thompson again. Death taxes, Ronnie.
Yes, certainly is. But it feels like the Wolves are playing like you feel like it's a 5-out offense, and then they're just really relying on just a basic pass cut. They have to, as you mentioned, get some backdoor cuts going, some back screens, down screens, the like, in order to really make something out of their offensive sets.
Easiest thing for a defence to utilise is seeing the ball at all times and seeing where their offence is coming from. Substitutions once again for the Wolves as Hepburn and Anderson head out. And again, heading back in is Ella Marsh. Claire Murray is in. And there you go. So there's just a simple thing that can be run by the Wolves as well. Vanderkamp gets behind the defence. Easy lob pass, 2 points.
And it's just a very bad breakdown defensively there for the Wolves. They need it again. That's got to be communication on their end.
So they'll go to the line for 2. But again, just the capitalisation back there with Vanderkamp on that pass. You know, ball watching there from the Wolves. As Mr. You'll have to watch it tomorrow, mate.
Yeah.
24 to 48 hour delay.
I don't have instant replay, mate. I don't have it.
We'll get it on the VHS tomorrow after the news. So shot drops, 10 points the margin. Still 7:23 remaining in the first half. Thompson again.
That's a heat check.
That is a heat check. Tell you what, don't say that too soon though. And that is a travel. Thought she'd got the ball down quickly, just not quick enough. And that'll be Wolves' ball. I believe the temperament of some is being controlled in a manner that is certainly helping them. Thompson wants to come down for the response. Going to get Murray on her heels. Of course she was going to pull up. Another heat. That is definitely a heat check. There was a lot of confidence and nonchalantness about that one as Crespin goes to fight on that one. Goes out of bounds on the baseline.
But good shooters will always know when they're feeling it, and when one just kind of rolls in and out like that, you know that she'll know the next one's going to drop. Probably
why I'm a good shooter, Ronnie, because I know they're never going to fall.
Thank you.
They know when they will and won't fall, and I tell you what, they just don't drop.
I wonder if that's death taxes and whatnot.
Yeah, that's about right, I'd say so. Inside pass, underhanded. Vanderkamp leaning over.
Better play there by the Wolves again. 1-2 pass inside and then going to work. I don't mind that when the ball gets thrown down low. And made for a good mismatch there, so good work by the Wolves there.
That miss there by Parker. And Parker a standout in this 22s comp, Ronnie. Very much a standout in the women's comp as well, but very close to MVP of this league.
Absolutely.
She shouldered a lot of the load.
We'll find out on Saturday who our MVPs are, Jobo.
Yes, we haven't even been given a preview yet. Another backdoor cut by Hobart. Thompson's in the far corner, not used. Brooke Aitchison, 15 feet, got it.
Nice mid-range. And again, this she gets the open shot because the defence has collapsed too low, and that opens up Aitchison.
Good form by Murray, no good. Rebound there by Brookie again. 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Sinnott with the ball. It's 33-21 in favour of the Phoenix. We're going through to Saturday to take on the Kings in the newly revamped Lorraine precinct, we'll call it, Ronnie. That's where you and I will be. Taken away by Anderson. Thompson with the chase down. Anderson, hesitation. Gets them on the fall. Nice move, Mia Anderson.
No, good move, and good to see she's taking it right to Shana Thompson as well too, knowing that Thompson, if she picks up another foul, she's definitely in foul trouble.
Yes, very much so. And she goes herself, wants to reply, can't get it. Vanderkamp coming over, very lucky to get away with that one there. Parker over the top, Anderson takes it. Sinnott to the spot, late, just a little too late. Dwayne Davey disagrees to that. Again, I think that was just the enough time and space on that one, Ronnie, with the foul.
Yeah, very 50-50.
It was fractions of it.
It was.
But I can see why. Player did need just enough room. Questionable entry pass, though. Anderson needs to split two. Does. Hits the deck. Sinnott with another passing lane still. Thompson on a mission. Wants to pull up. Oh, no. There's another heat check. So I think we want to see Thompson getting, as Vanderkamp goes to the line too. I think now for Thompson, it's a matter of, getting on the drive, potentially getting fouled or hitting a couple of layups if she gets to the line, all that sort of thing. Just seeing the ball go back through again, I think, Ronnie.
Well, now, I agree. And as shooters, once you miss a couple in a row, now you got to go back to, all right, maybe I drive to the basket or I get myself to the line.
Start distributing a little bit.
Play good defence down the other end because that creates some good confidence in your own game. So I'm sure Thompson will recognise that and go about her usual business.
Vanderkamp can't get that one. Crespin with a step under. Get out of here, says Marsh. Goes over to Anderson. Demanier in support. Anderson wants to go herself. Hesitation once again. Goes off glass, no good. Thompson, big rebound. Goes to split the defence. 4-on-2 here at the moment. Waits for her teammates. Here they come. Pass over to Crespin. Had the baseline. Doesn't matter. Gives to Sinnott. She wanted Vanderkamp. How long, we don't know. That'll be going to the line for the two. Defence just outstretched.
Yeah. And again, that's credit to Phoenix moving that ball around quick and getting to some Wolves to adjust slightly late on the rotation.
Jack Wilcox's shoe is untied, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sure he'll fix that at halftime or in the next stoppage.
Mixed bag in the crowd tonight.
Yeah.
Now, what do we got there? No score stepped over the line.
It's a lane violation.
That is a lane violation.
Yeah, very rare to see.
And a sense of frustration from the Phoenix bench.
Yeah. I can see why. And I know that hasn't been called all season as well too. So sometimes that's tough when we call those ticky-tacky ones in the final series.
Crespin on a mission, stealing that one. Hobart still leading this by 11. Vanderkamp down low. She's got Parker on her. Goes the step through. Fights through two. A nice score there by Vanderkamp.
Yeah, no, that's much better finish from Vanderkamp inside. I mentioned at the quarter-time break she has to work on that finishing, and that was much better.
Anderson went the step. Sorry, that was Murray to Anderson, who Murray went the step through. Demanier step through. Anderson. Parker. Long three. No good. Sinnott with the rebound. She's been everywhere on the loose ball so far in this first half, Ronnie.
Yeah, she has. She's been doing a good job.
Oh, the passing, the ball movement. Finished by Aitchison.
That's good transition by Hobart, and that is the typical Hobart basketball that you want to see from that team. And they love to get up and down the floor on that transition.
Claire Murray gets the deflection. Anderson goes the split. Hands by Crespin. And again, you can see the 4-1. They're loading up. Keeping the ball in front of the offense, so they get through on the cut there. Another bailout option you feel is Demanier offensive rebound. Gets the second chance. And timeout there taken by Dwayne Davey, who wouldn't have been happy with that collapse there at the end. They still lead, though. They're up 13, 38, 25, 3:28 remaining in the second.
Yeah, so some big adjustments need to be made on the defensive end for some Wolves. The transition defense, obviously, Adrian won't be happy with that, and because if Hobart start get their running game going, we could see this game just blow out a little bit more than what it is at the moment. So really, for the Southern Wolves again, it's more getting that ball from side to side again, working that offensive structure. I feel like at times throughout the season when Southern Wolves and Hobart meet, there is a little bit of Wolves have kind of met their match to some degree. So there are phases where I feel some Wolves can outplay Hobart, and I feel there's phases where Hobart do outplay some Wolves. So basically, if some Wolves can get a few stops here, make some adjustments defensively, and I'm sure here the key message here, defensively, we got to get a hand on the shooter, do not ball watch, stay on your assignment. Then offensively, you want to get that ball moving through sets of hands, make sure that we're not playing one side and then waiting for things to happen off that one side. Get it through both sides.
Dwayne Davey, obviously, with his Phoenix girls, he's the latest appointment as the Chargers women's head coach. And it'd be interesting to see what Dwayne even potentially implements in this game in regards to what he could look at next year. No doubt there's probably one or two players, 2-3 players in this game that he would be wanting to pursue for that women's squad who have probably been training as well. But at the same time, playing some cards close to the chest, knowing that Anthony's in the crowd and potentially facing him Saturday as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I still think early days right now for Dwayne's position with the Chargers and just getting that all organised. But I'm sure for Saturday night, I'm sure he's keeping a few things, as you say, up his sleeve.
Phoenix now with the ball, off-ball screen. Vanderkamp used nicely. Thompson stepped through, left hand, no good. Gets the offensive rebound, goes to the right off the block. That'll be a foul down low. And that will be 2 shots there. 3:04 remaining. First half. 38-25. Reasonably high scoring for the first half, Ronnie.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to see.
Thompson at the line makes the first. And again, just that confidence we speak about, seeing the ball through the net, just to know that they can still drop. And we'll see how Shana finishes this last 3 minutes of the first half. Still 15, that was a clear double dribble. Murray knew it.
Just hesitant, caught in two minds there, and you can't have that, especially in a preliminary final.
Yeah, especially too in such an open floor. There wasn't really much toward pressure in that particular situation. Pass down by Aitchison, just a little slow. Vanderkamp recovers. Sinnott in the corner, long three. Gets her own rebound, needed a box out, doesn't get it. Second chance is good.
Yeah, good finish there by Sinnott, just following up there nicely. But Wolves need to box out on that possession.
So ball movement now. Triangle passing from the Wolves. Broomhall goes baseline. Has Parker in support, doesn't use her. Thompson now chased by Murray, who's done a reasonably good job on Thompson. Met her at the rim a couple of times, some big defensive plays. And she has kept Shana honest. Crespin now with the ball, goes in the drive. Wants the step down, doesn't matter. Marsh with a steal, gets it on the floor, nearly a travel. Out in the open floor here, you'd have to suggest the Wolves get the basket, and they do.
Much better. Good deep, good pressure there to force the turnover.
And here's the make or break thing for the Wolves. Hobart on a run here can get out to as much as 20 for the Wolves. Break this down to single digits heading into the half, and your task is much more manageable. Potential of a possible 11-point swing here, we'll see. Thompson comes off the screen, catches that one. Step back off Aitchison. That one's no good. That'll be a long rebound. Team rebound, in fact. The Wolves will take that one. Just over 100 seconds remaining here in the second half. Prelim final of the South Conference Under-22s League for 2021. Southern Wolves winning last week against Glenorchy. Well into the double figures. Meanwhile, Hobart losing into the double figures to the Kings, who they will potentially at this stage be facing Saturday. Murray for three. Wanted glass, couldn't get it. Aitchison. And it'll be Wolves ball. They've called for the armbar and the hold there on the box out. It was always going to be a tough one, particularly seeing that I thought Aitchison actually had early position there, Ronnie, and probably didn't need to back out as much.
No, I don't think she needs to. No, but, call's been made, so move on.
So Parker at the line. Back to 13. Again, Hobart need to get a basket here just to stem things. They can't allow the Wolves to build any momentum. And again, they've got to manage foul trouble and fatigue here in this second half, Hobart. No substitutes. One would suggest they'll have substitutes on Saturday. You'd think school camp would be done. As Sinnott goes inside, off glass. No roll. Second opportunity, Vanderkamp. She was hit. I'm going to guess that's on Anderson. Yep. Line for 2. Can we get a look at the paddle there? Number 3 for Anderson. And here comes King of the Court. There he goes, King of the Court.
It's not in his check jumpers gear tonight.
No, saving that for tomorrow night, I'd say.
Oh, yes, of course.
As the free throw drops, minute 6 remaining. It's back to 15 points now. Over the top, deflected by Thompson, but Murray cleans that up. Well-weighted pass if you're standing over in the bottom court of what is court 1 on a regular Wednesday night. 58.8 remaining.
Oh, no, I'll make that point at half-time. I'll talk about the open court at half-time.
Very good. What that point will be, I don't know.
You'll find out in about 50-odd seconds, JP.
Gee, I hope so. Otherwise, that'd be an anticlimactic preview. Inside to Cressman, deflected there, though, by Broomhall. She's got support. Goes straight into the body of Thompson. Gets through her. Goes the spin. Too easy on the spin. And the drops.
It was well weighted, well patient, and good move to the basket there.
Thompson forcing the issue. Gets back up the floor again. Murray keeping her honest in the half court. Has had some reasonable success, I must say. Forcing Thompson to give the ball up. Down low, Aitchison Vanderkamp wanting to go herself. Blocked at the shot. Still forces through, though. 13 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's a 15-point game. The Wolves are going to want a basket here to end it. However, they didn't want to give that one up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Thompson up to the line. 0.2 remaining. And we'll look to extend this to 17. Broomhall not happy with that one.
I'm not happy that they left it. They stopped it at 0.2, JB.
Fortunately, Ronnie, that's the rules.
Yes.
As Jordan Cooper just explaining that on the drive you can't really drag her arm down.
No, you certainly can't. No, that was pretty much a clear-cut foul, and Thompson should get some cheapies.
We are not good on this commentary curse, Ronnie.
No, we're not. But like I say, I think Thompson will knock this one down nicely for us, Jobo. Thank you.
Oh, with bated breath we waited.
Yes,
Shot dropped, clock expires. Claire Murray nearly throws it into the net. Good chest mark there by Aitchison. She won't go back for a shot.
No.
And at half-time, it is a 17-point game to Hobart, who at the start of this one looked like they could be up for a hell of a fight. However, they've probably put the Wolves into a punch-drunk situation. It's a 17-point lead, 48-31. Ronnie, first your point on the open court and then your assessment of the first half.
Yeah, so I come back to the open court now. The advantage has been for most of the girls here, especially in the Southern Wolves a lot, because they had played junior finals on the open court this season for the TJBL. Where Vanderkamp and Thompson really were the only two for Hobart there that have played on this open court during the NBL 1 South competition. So when you are playing on an open court, it's a different environment, it's a different feel, it's a different set of rims as well too that you're shooting on. So sometimes the bigger open court can take a good quarter to adjust to because of such the environment it is, and you're playing with so many lines on these courts as well too, which really I feel like going forward we need to fix that issue going into next year. But be that as it may, the open court hasn't been too bad for both teams, just because I feel like they've had, majority here had experience throughout this year. Half time, of course, if some Wolves could get this to 10, if they could get it to 10 and half time, I reckon we would have been in for a ball game here. But just again, some bad lapses on the defensive end. Just again allowing Phoenix to just get through that middle penetration and convert at the upper end of the floor, as we see good old Maxie take a hit on the floor there off camera, or go down. Sorry, not hit. But
I was going to say, there's no one about.
No, there's no one about. No, sorry. But for Hobart, I'd be content with how we're going. If anything, to nitpick, I'd probably tell Thompson just to distribute that ball a fair bit, a little bit more. Like, I think the shots are there for her, but I think the way the game is, we can get a few others involved just to get their confidence up, and you see that with Sinnott and Vanderkamp as well too. And just coming back to the Wolves, for this young group, like I say, to get to a prelim final. When they look back on it, I think they'll be pretty proud of how far they've come as a young group. And we mentioned about this last week, that going into next year and then the year after, I feel like this team is going to be a very tough team to beat once they kind of just shoot up a little bit in heights and they make a few things here and there, make a few adjustments here and there. They're probably lacking one tall here, but really happy with how this group is playing and how they're going about it. I think this is good experience. Now, how far the margin goes, as we try to get Stewie for comment
he
here.
He wants nothing.
He wants nothing of
Donuts.
it. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. He's giving us the look. But coming back to some Wolves here, it's just all about making sure that, they play out this last half of basketball on a good positive note, and just keep playing and keep pushing where they can. But they just got to move that ball from side to side. I don't like this one-sided type offense, and they're just trying to play off that, JB.
Bad lie to stop playing the opening day of the first test in Brisbane.
It was very dark at the Gabba when I was watching on telly, JB.
I'll tell you what, not as dark as watching England try and bat in a test match.
Yes, that too, JB.
Nothing better.
Oh, my word, yes.
Nothing better. We had to put it on so you'd come to work, but that's not the point. Half-time about to resume. Ronnie, the question I honestly have here is, can we see the Wolves outscoring Hobart plus 18 in the second half?
Oh, look, I think there's a run in them, but I think Phoenix, with their experience and just with the players that they've got, I don't think we'll see this game get to where we could think it should be.
So we'll see how we go. Parker forcing the issue. Couldn't capitalise on the second chance opportunities. Taken away here by Thompson. Runs to the 45 herself. And that's good play by, questionable. Thompson catches the ball herself. Misses that one, so still yet to catch fire from that second half. And will be interesting to see as Thompson recovers. Does she want to go herself? She does. 15 foot, too nonchalant though. And I think Thompson's probably missed her last 6 field goals.
Yeah, this is where now, as we talked about earlier, get the others involved a bit, distribute that ball, and just find some cheapies for her.
Oh, Parker missed an absolute sitter off a nice feed. She'll go to the line though for 2. And Liza Vanderkamp not too happy with that one.
No, she'd be frustrated. Foul. Yeah, and see now the question, third foul. 1 minute into the third quarter, you got to think, how smart do I need to play here? I can't pick up my fourth here in the next 2 to 3 minutes.
And on top of that, though, if you're having success in the penetration from the Wolves, you go at Vanderkamp.
You do. And I think they need to recognise that now and say, righto, here's our objective. Now we've got to go for it and see how she reacts, because she can't be as aggressive on the defensive end as what she'd like to be. 15-hour
margin, 9:04 remaining here in the third term, or a minute gone, whichever's easier. And Hobart with a lead. They're up by 15. Sinnott now with the ball. Good moving off that double back pick, in fact, there. Thompson nearly steps out of bounds. Good entry pass to Vanderkamp. Got the advantage on Demanier. High arcing, no good. The Wolves need to clear it out. They do. Second half here at the Sports Centre is down the drive. Nice takeaway by Sinnott, who's had a tremendous defensive game. She's really controlled that end of the floor here for Hobart. As Crespin goes herself, dumped down to Aitchison, didn't quite have the hands out. That one heading out of bounds.
I'm just not liking that possession too, just by looking at his body language there, Trevor.
Yeah, a sense of frustration. I think he was wondering whether that was potentially deflected as well. Wasn't seen that way. Entry pass there, too easy for Parker. She's got the advantage, and they've called it, double dribble. Two-handed bounce, which does not count. We are out of under 10s. It's Thompson. She's got Demany. They're pressing up on Thompson early, and this isn't a bad idea. It's just a matter of Hobart now getting the ball movement. That one's clean, though. Fighting for the rebounds. Vanderkamp, she's going to go up herself. Second opportunity's no good. Neither side having any offensive success at the moment as they fight for that ball. Early jumper picked up. I thought that was a quick whistle on the jump ball there, Ronnie. I didn't think anyone had a real solid there was any real lock of possession.
Yeah, tough one there. Yeah, you could go either way on that one, but I feel like, with finals, you just let that one play a little longer.
Ball to Sinnott. They had a nice game. That'll be on Demany on the reach. That's going to be a foul each early on here for the Wolves. Third quarter ticking along nicely. Already almost 2.5 into it. Again, the winner going through to play the Kings Saturday over at Warrane. And we encourage anyone, that'll be a foul as Aitchison goes to the line. Now 94, that will be Parker. How many fouls is that? That's her third. And of course, Ronnie, the bonus that we've got about being over at Warrane Saturday is that we have one big HDMI cord that we're going to plug into the telly off the camera, if we can.
Yes, that reminds me. Thank you.
We've clarified that one. Thank you, Ronnie.
I need to make a phone call next couple of days.
There we go. Get that sorted. The potential that if you can't get a seat or a good viewing platform, that you can sit quietly in the comfort of the newly developed bar and watch the game on the big screen. And that's a nice little drive there by Broomhall, which would look lovely in HD on the big screen there at Warrane, Ronnie.
Absolutely. Yes, we do put everything through 1080 at most times, I should mention.
So Thompson now with the ball guarded by Murray, has done a nice job, he says, as Thompson has a step back. Gone cold would be the Channel 10 graphic back in the day, Ronnie.
Yep.
Step through by Parker, forces the issue on contact, nearly gets her own rebound. Murray now trailing from behind. Thompson getting up the floor. Good recovery there by Marsh. She's got an on-ball screen there. They don't step up. Yes, they do. Thompson, the kick down. Crespin inside to Vanderkamp. Deflected, though. And the Wolves playing a lot better defensively to open this one, Ronnie. Yeah,
just make some small adjustments. And I think the other thing, too, now, if Thompson's gone cold, they're going to let her just shoot fly until she finally catches one on fire. So it'd be interesting to see in these next couple of minutes. If they're 13 down now, let's see if they can get it back to 10 again. Get back to 10 here, but not on that occasion.
No, lapses like that, easy.
There's no box out, Joe.
No box out, and struggling to be in, your main 3 points of rebounding there. As Bella Parker goes herself, sees the opportunity, forces the issue. Murray nearly gives a foul up. Sinnott again. Defensive rebounds and passing lanes, they have been the flavour of her game today. Good pass to Aitchison. Saves on the pivot, gives to Thompson. This to break the drought. And I tell you what, absolutely broke the drought. That was nothing but net.
One was eventually going to drop for her, JB, and that's the one she wanted.
Broomhall, step through. Demany saves the pass. Had the option. Doesn't use it again to Broomhall. Marsh goes inside to Parker. Wants to go baseline. Does on the pass rather than the spin. Demany, step through. Goes off glass. No good. Vanderkamp, big rebound. Now an 18-point ball game. And this one just threatening to really get out of hand here. Hobart through Sinnott. Wants to go herself. Does off glass around the world. No good. Marsh recovers. Wolves up the floor now. Still wanting to go. And that's going to be a carry call on Broomhall. It's no good. Jordan Cooper just explaining hand under the ball that is a carry. And he does not agree with the call.
No, he's not. Adrian's not happy. Because I feel like, again, some of these little things that we are seeing being called haven't been called throughout the regular season. So I would sense some frustration there as far as where was the consistency in that call. Inside
to Aitchison, who rolled nicely. Couldn't get that one to fall, though. Broomhall again, hand on top of the ball at the moment. Nice crossover. Floating that one off glass, back iron, no good. Fighting with a rebound. She's hit the deck hard. Is she okay? She's up. Wanted a call, I believe. Was worried she was going to get trod on. Crespin stripped away. Nice defence. Broomhall's out in front. Slowing it down. Has Murray. Goes down to Broomhall once again. Good ball movement by the Wolves. Stoically is Davey. go to Aitchison, who wants to go herself. Does. Nice finish. And this one back out to 18. We're halfway through the third term. 55-37. Winner playing the Kings Saturday night to crown the Southern Under-22 champ. Claire Murray, she wants to say something about that, though. She says that through a 3.
Back to 15 here, JB. I just feel like a couple stops here for the Wolves would do them good.
And in saying that, Hobart just starting to find some mojo offensively. So, you know, as you mentioned, as one team finds their run, so does the other. Aitchison to Crespin. Goes the screen. Dump down Vanderkamp. Cut inside nicely. And that one's back to 17.
See, I feel like you need a timeout right here, right now. I wouldn't be happy with that possession out. They just give that one up so easily, and you know maybe, but coach letting the players run this one out here for a little longer.
Murray for back-to-back was no good. As Vanderkamp gets a rebound, she's got support in Crespin. Hands by Demagny, forces the loose handles. Recovered though by Vanderkamp, who gets the spin up, goes to split. The defender was hacked, and will go to the line for 2. So 3:53 remaining. Again, a nice quick third quarter as we find in most of our games, Ronnie.
Yes, no, certainly are. But again, just that the defensive lapse, or just the defense not being in front of the player. You know, again, they have to do a better job of just being in front, not allowing that easy kind of dump down low and Liam Vanderkamp to go to work.
Did you press record for this quarter, Ronnie?
It's been on.
I just thought I'd check. Just thought I'd get you going. I could sense the worry, but that's all good. No need to be worried. The Southern Wolves need to be.
I'm more nervous about tomorrow now, Joe B. Than anything else.
Yes, well, we won't reveal that, Ronnie.
No, we'll reveal that next week.
We will reveal that next week. Especially after you can probably put a house deposit on it. There's going to be as massive for Ronnie. Now, Claire Murray's hurt herself coming through the lane.
Yeah, she doesn't look good, Joe B.
Does not look good. In layman's terms, has pulled up lame. Yeah. Thompson, bottom of the net. Didn't look like missing. And I'm glad it dropped because, by God, I was confident on the call. Murray now goes on that first step nicely, took contact, but again, you can just see that ball movement not really going anywhere. Back iron for Murray. Rebound by Aitchison. It's out to 21. Hobart now looking for that 25-point lead. For the Wolves, it's just a bit of salvation at this point. They're going to have to work it back to single digits to even think about it as Demagny reaches through. That's their 4th team foul there. 4-1 to foul count in the third term. Anderson, Hepburn and McMahon checking in. And a timeout taken by Coach Davey. So they want to get a nice set here in the half court. They'll lose 3. No, they'll maintain 3 seconds.
Yes, they will. Yep.
Although if it's a foul,
it stays at 17.
Because it's not under 14.
Correct.
Well, I'm glad someone else has come to their senses on that one.
Yes,
because I know I've watched games this year where that just hasn't happened.
Of course, former referee here, current referee on your left, JB.
Where?
Right next to you.
Oh, hi,
right.
Beck.
Yes, thank you. Look, I feel like if actually, okay, JB. Righto, come on. Look, I feel like this timeout. I mean, I know Phoenix have called it the timeout, but I feel like maybe the timeout should have came from the Wolves probably 3 to 4 possessions ago. You just can't let things just let fly like that because I didn't like the defensive possession where Vanderkamp gets it and then she kind of scores or gets the foul on that. So
would have been smarter when Thompson hit that first jumper.
It would have been, because I feel like sometimes as coaches, I know Nick Martin speaks about this a little bit, you don't want to let teams go any more of a run than 6 or 8 points. Because if you let it go and it just builds and builds and builds and your team doesn't weather or adjust quickly, then you're really playing in no man's land to a degree. So I just feel, nothing against Adrian. I think he's doing a good job with this group. I just felt like maybe he should have called a timeout rather than Coach Davey, just to give, obviously, the Hobart girls a bit of a breather here with 2:56 to go in the third.
Well, Ronnie, that's better than the timeout call you had in the women's grand final, where you suggested the Wolves call a timeout a minute into halftime. And that one, they thought there was foul or deflection, no good. Do you remember that call, Ronnie?
Fair to say no.
We certainly do.
Okay, glad someone does.
I think it was 9 minutes to go in the third, and you said they needed a timeout 2 minutes ago.
Oh, right, yeah, no. Apologies to anyone there that took offence.
It was 3 months ago. I don't think they care at this point.
Okay, very good.
Moving on.
Very good,
Wolves
Jeff.
on the transition. Thompson couldn't make the jumper. Was still out of bounds when the pass was received.
Again, the light blue lines, of course, here on the show called Jobo, which are starting to pick up on the camera now. Earlier on, we weren't picking that up as much.
Thompson guarded by Anderson. Murray had that job now, but she's on the bench. Hepburn, Marsh and Demani on the bench. Meanwhile, for Hobart, it is just the coaches on the bench. Thompson's copped a blow, and she's out of play completely here. I don't know whether that's nose, and she's really not happy there.
She's got a hard knock.
Now, we're just going to have to, surely going to have to monitor that. And even Broomhall's asking for that to be... Okay, there we go. So a bit of word there from the coaches. I believe there was maybe some confusion in communication there. Moving on there. Thompson just has taken what looks to be a blow to the nose. She seems okay. Ronnie, is that? No, we'll check on that later, but that, as we'll see. We're back.
Yes, apologies there. Just a couple of technical issues that we had there, Jobo. We quickly rectified him on the run.
Yeah, we worked through that one there. There we go, Ronnie. Thank you very much. You're the sound man in this one. So it's 62-42. Still a 20-point lead here for the Phoenix. 1:35 remaining as a ball faked by Sinnott. And after Thompson copping a bit of a blow there, Sinnott starting to take a bit of a lead. So 22 points our margin. I hope that was stretching of the floor and not stretching of my pants. That's not good for anybody involved.
Thank you very much, Trevor.
There's Sinnott again on the drive, has Crespin, goes herself, ball fake, Crespin off glass, no good. So Wolves just getting through. Still down by 22, dump down Parker, Vanderkamp over late, doesn't matter, good score. And it's 20 points.
20 points.
Thought it was going to 18, big screen there by Aitchison. Played nicely as Thompson wants to go herself, no she doesn't, gives the ball over. Over, Crespin, Sinnott. Rim there, rebound by the Wolves. Thompson attacking hesitantly. 40 seconds remaining in the third, outlet pass. Parker goes to save it. Only as far as the out of bounds line. 38.4 remaining. Hobart seemingly on their way to a grand final. Wolves, while they hunt in packs, certainly have cried for it so far. Sinnott pulls up. Crespin for three. Looked good from the time she let it go. Big shot there.
That's a good shot for Crespin there. That will get her confidence going nicely after just being a bit quiet in this game.
Hepburn, hesitation. Broomhall for three. Can't get the response. Thompson with the rebound. Fighting through it. Needs to get up the floor. Does. Bullet pass. Crespin. Aitchison holding that one up. Thompson needs to shoot it from the car park. Not too bad. Oh.
Spoke too soon, Trevor.
But it didn't look too bad.
No, it didn't. No.
67-44. Three-quarter time, Ronnie. And we'll let you have a bit of a chat away here. Let us know what you think is going to happen here in the last.
Yeah, look, 23 to margin at the moment, and for some Wolves right now, play this last quarter out hard, make sure we make those, again, really emphasising the defensive adjustments that they need to make. But again, head up, have a good positive attitude, play this quarter out, see if we can, again, we talk about small targets sometimes as coaches. Can we outscore Hobart in the last quarter? Can we make a small run here in these first 3 or 4 minutes? I think those are things maybe Adrian Broomhall might be looking at. But certainly try not to get into a track meet with this Hobart side, because their running game has been good throughout. But for some Wolves, it's all about just making sure that they play this quarter out hard, and give it a few days or two, or a couple of days, and I'm sure they'll look back and say, to make a prelim final with this very young group that they've got, I think is absolutely fantastic achievement. As a couple of boys try to get themselves on telly. Meanwhile, for Hobart, the small concern would be Thompson, but I think Hobart have done enough to hold on to a very good commanding lead here. Thompson, we think, may have a broken nose.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. She did a bit of an eye test over there, Ronnie.
Yeah.
But she did certainly take a knock. We'll see more if she comes over to accept the pass. She looks a lot better. I think being flushed out off the knock before wasn't good.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And she is touching her nose a lot, so I don't know whether it's actually...
Was it just a harder whack?
Yeah, I'd say so.
We'll have to get some confirmation post-game, I reckon, JB, and see where we can find out some info.
See whether we can get a look over.
But certainly for Hobart, it's just, let's fine-tune some stuff ready for Saturday. And they're really, keen on trying to get one back on Kingborough Saturday night at Rain.
We did ask the question three-quarter time, Ronnie. Could the Wolves outscore their opponents by essentially outscore them 18.5? If we're asking that question now, they've got to do what is now.
Well, that's a good start there. I mean, they get that too. Nice inside pass and good finish inside. Now they're pressing up. So I just wonder if that should have been used a little bit earlier in the game, but I'm glad they're doing it now.
I do ask, though, can the Wolves from here outscore their opponents by 22?
It would take a miracle, but certainly I wouldn't say no to it, but it'd be... I tell you what, it'd be one gutsy win from behind if they do. Absolutely
massive win from behind if it happens. They're trying to get a run on here. Thompson last line of defence and a 4-on-1, too hard to handle. Ball has been not touched. We are back down the other end. We are going the other way.
Yeah, so this could be potentially a good 6-0 start here for some Wolves in this last quarter, which really... in some ways can change the complex of the game, because then Hobart's confidence gets a little bit rattled and then they're not sure what to do. And, right now, I'd just be making sure that this defensive possession is really tight for Hobart.
Inbounds pass there. Wolves. Murray had an ankle concern before. Least of the worries now the commentary box after the potential injury to Thompson. Skip pass. Anderson off the glass. No good. Rebound Vanderkamp. Goes to clear. Runs into defence. Sinnott to support. She's been great defensively. And transition nicely on the offensive end. Wolves need to outscore their opponents by 20 for the win here. Hobart just need to keep maintaining possession, maintaining momentum, and we'll see them in the grand final Saturday versus the Kings. Send it for 3. Gets her own offensive rebound. She's done that several times tonight. Sinnott. Third opportunity for Hobart, and one for Thompson.
Yeah, that busts the run there. So, but still, I like that start from Southern Wolves. They come out nice and aggressive early there, which I think again you can get a small win out of that. Quick 4-zip run. Now again we just got to make up for that bad defensive possession there, allowing Thompson to go to the line and get the 3-point play.
So now up 71. Is Isaac Collins, who is in uniform, which is as bad as I thought he would be. He is strapped though. 70-48. Taken away by Thompson, who seems unfazed by the earlier knock. Goes all the way, herself draws contact, makes the basket. And a flop warning.
It will be if we get a stoppage in play and then Jack Woolcock decides to give it officially.
Speechless, that's all I'll say. Deflected there by the Wolves.
I can come back to you on that one, Jobo.
I'd prefer that you do, Ronnie, because I guarantee you we got a difference of opinion in that one. Vanderkamp chasing late. That one can't fall. And that'll be a check on the hip, so that'll be an and one opportunity.
So on the last possession there, it's a signal to say get up. And now, now Jack has waited for the stoppage and now given the flop warning to Shana Thompson.
And I happen to be in the Hobart camp here on disbelief. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So just to make it clear, though, on how it's administrated, we have to wait for the stoppage in order to administrate the flop warning.
Understandable. I just don't think that was a flop. I'm plain as simple. I think that's the wrong call. Pass though to Vanderkamp. She gets blocked. Thought there was wrist in that one. Fights away through it. Second chance taken by Murray. Vanderkamp. Both players needing to be careful here. So I know there is some foul trouble in the game. 7:30 remaining in the fourth. It's 72-50. And that'll be side balls. That'll be on Thompson.
Yeah, that's... See if
that'll
the
be foul number 3. Thought it was 4, but it is 3.
That's all right. I mean, you could cope with that. You can't cope with that one there, Joe.
Murray was barely in the floor when she caught the ball back. Anderson gets that nice first step, though, floating sideways. Nice little banker there by Anderson.
Yeah, nice drive there by Mia Anderson. Just found that open gap on the 45 and took advantage.
Screen there by Thompson. And Anderson not wanting to run into that one.
No.
20 points our margin, 7 minutes remaining. Oh, inside, out by Sinnott. Dumped down to Vanderkamp, who rolled through the lane nicely. Was fouled. We'll go to the line for 2. Foul there on Marsh.
Yeah, some nice play by both teams here. You know, getting good inside presence down low, and then good drive by Anderson there. Then again Vanderkamp again utilising that body well and working it from inside, as we see the Kingston boys go in for their team talk.
Yeah, going in with Coach Nash.
And some Wolves boys just defying court etiquette here and just warming up before. Never kick a basketball,
Never kick
please.
a basketball.
Oh, yes.
Don't get me started.
We won't, JB, so the free throw goes down.
Free throw did go down. And yes, of course, no court etiquette there. Very questionable considering their own girls' team's in the final.
Yes.
If anyone wants to alert them to that fact, that would be great. Ball saved by their girls' team, of which they're not watching. That'll be too long in the key.
3 seconds in the key.
Which is the first one I've seen called tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we saw, and of course, it was last week or the week before that we might have seen a few get called. But anyway, we'll move along.
Thompson saves that one. Wants to go herself, splits the D, goes on the drive. Didn't make it. A little frustrated with herself. 74-52. 6:20 remaining here in the fourth. As Aitchison walls up nicely, so does Vanderkamp. Murray bailout 3, no good. Rebound there by Aitchison, who's on a bit of a break herself. Tip pass over to Thompson's protecting that nicely. Nearly knocked it away, needs some movement. So Aitchison's there, sets the screen. Vanderkamp just wakes up to the pass late. Still receives it in plenty of time. Spins herself, splits the D, goes up, doesn't make it. Nearly fouls and does. Yeah. Reaching there, just a little too keen with that ball.
And that's her fourth. So now she has
to be 4, yes.
It has to be. She has to be careful now. She just needs players. Their team's up by 22. I think it's safe. I'd probably just back off a little bit here and try not to have yourself out of the game.
Yeah, it's got to be safer than sorry in this situation. 5:45 remaining. Inside to Murray. Catches that nicely. Thompson wanted the deflection. Didn't get it. Vanderkamp down late. Good wall up there by Aitchison. More good defence. Parker not quite getting it how she wanted as Crespin fights her way through. She's got support there. Goes to Thompson. Long 3 wide. And Crespin gets it easy again. Third time lucky. Hobart will need to capitalise if they can. Vanderkamp has smacked the bottom of the backboard. Nearly hit herself and the opponent in the face in the process. It's Parker now. Wants to go herself. Dump down there. Broomhall. Marsh. Parker going herself. Misses that one. Thompson takes it away. Support she does not quite have. It's now arriving. Aitchison and Sinnott on ball there by Vanderkamp, who's just staying out of the way. Skip pass to her cousin Sinnott. Gets the defender on the first step. Nice drive, Molly Sinnott. Good basketball.
And just, again, that went from kind of side to side. He opens up that baseline. Good drive to the basket. And Molly Sinnott at the line for 1.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout here, by the way, taken by Hobart. They're up by 24. Less than 5 remaining in the season for the Wolves. For Hobart, they're preparing for a grand final in 3 days' time. It's 76-52 in favour of the Phoenix.
Yeah, again, some good minutes here by Hobart. They're certainly, again, attacking and working hard. And, just just fine-tuning things for Saturday coming up. I mean, some Wolves, good start, just lapse there in the middle. Now let's see if they can bring it home here in this last 5 minutes. Play it out hard. You want to get this margin back to, say, I'd say a respectable 15, and just try and finish on a good note here. So, they're competitors all the way through, these girls, and I'm sure they will keep working hard. But it's just a couple of those inside finishes they just need to fix up on. Again, right options. They just need to finish down low. So it hasn't been too bad of a game. Just given too many points from a defensive end for some Wolves.
4:57 remaining here in the fourth. 24-point lead. It is the Hobart Phoenix looking primed and ready to go to their next final. Of course, they won the women's competition in the SBL and will be taking on the Kings in the women's comp. I just wonder whether 3 games in 10 days is going to be hard for some of these girls. Conversely, though, Ronnie, I do wonder whether sometimes the week is always the best medicine for teams. What will be a 10-day break.
It's always interesting when you're backing up from a game Wednesday to a game Saturday. You only get those few days break. So it either works in your favour or it doesn't work in your favour. I had that experience this year in the junior domestic finals where we've come off one game and then played midweek. So just to again, it will all depend on how they recover and then how they just used to their own schedule, so to speak. But I think it would work in Hobart's favour here, having an extra game, but then also too hoping to have a couple more players Saturday night.
Be a very interesting contest as Parker knocks that one in. So again, Hobart still leading by 22. I don't see Hobart giving up 23 points in 4.5 minutes. Again, stranger things have happened. Thompson has led the offence. Sinnott has led probably the overall game, I'd say. But you've had Crespin, Vanderkamp and Aitchison with good contributions and a good little showing here by a 5-man unit or a 5-woman unit.
Yeah, no, it's been good. They've stepped up. Without there are a couple of players that they do have in this side, and credit to them. I think they've done a great job, and they'll be ready to go for Saturday. It's just a foul.
That'll be a foul on Anderson. The rip through there by Sinnott. Of course, that was and that's 5 for Anderson. So she heads out of the game. Demagny heads back in.
And she's had a good season, Anderson, as well too. Especially in the juniors, she's really stepped up, and really good to see her go another level here in the under-22 competition. So, and she's playing footy as well too. So I'm sure when she looks back on it, she'll be pretty happy with her year of sport.
Some solid contributions and growth. Inside 4 minutes now. We will see what is the final result of this one. Nice and high scoring here for Hobart, who despite the subs are still going to go 80 on the scoreboard. And for the Wolves, bit of a check. Parker gets the defender in the air, goes a self-float, and that one drops. And again, a potential MVP candidate right there, Ronnie.
Absolutely. No, good drive kick possession there by the Wolves, and it was just nice to see a little bit of a drive kick there as well too. Would have loved to see more in this game.
Ball movement now inside 10 seconds on the shot for Hobart. Crespin, Sinnott, goes inside, goes herself to the left, can't get a fall. Second chance, Vanderkamp makes that one. And that is nearly a carry on Broomhall again. That one looked bigger than most, but it's the 2 points. And just playing the minutes out here. Result not in doubt unless we find someone's deregistered, which would be some sort of miracle. Back cut by Sinnott. Nice lob pass. Didn't get the finish though.
I like what they were trying to do though, JB. Good execution there in the offense. Just had to make that shot.
Broomhall goes to herself once again. Gets her own rebound. Wants to square up. They've told her to shoot it. Late contest by Vanderkamp was enough to put the ball off.
That one out of bounds. Thompson goes the inbound. Choo, choo, choo on the scoreboard, Ronnie.
Yes, yes. Shout out to the great Richie Benno.
Yes, shout out. Not that you can hear us, poor bloke.
No, God rest his soul.
Thompson, floater, no good. Chases her own rebound. Parker saves it though. In turn to Broomhall. They'll finish with Broomhall, Marsh, Demanyi and Murray. There's Demanyi, knocked away there by Crespin. And for Hobart, it will only be the 5. And it is starting to cool down here. Nearly a wedgie. We haven't seen one today.
No.
That ball out of bounds.
I don't know if I want to see one today, Chobo.
Nah, it's always painful.
It is.
45 remaining here in the 4th.
Sorry.
Again, Hobart just getting through some sets here. Really haven't strayed away too much from their offensive game. Just a matter of execution. Sinnott again goes herself, and Thompson with the rebound, fighting through, contact made. That one out of bounds, and for both ends of the floor, Ronnie Sinnott's had a really good game, close to a player of the game performance.
Yeah, no, she's done well, as you say, both ends of the floor, JB, and you know, I feel like she's kind of the sleeper in the team as far as, you know, she can just come out and, you know, when she needs to get you points, get you some boards, and you know, get you some good defence. So definitely, as Bandicamp knocks down to 2, definitely a potential player of the game from my side of things.
Murray goes down to Parker. Goes to the left hand. Nice finish, Bella Parker.
Very nice finish there.
One of the best multi-sport, well, young multi-sport athletes we've got going in the state. Pretty much anything she puts her mind to, she's pretty good at. As that ball goes out of bounds.
She definitely has a good future ahead of her, JB. And you know, we talk about you know who's the next coming through. She's definitely one of them.
Oh, absolutely. Thompson thought she was hard done by there. Of course, when you're up 20, it's pretty hard to be hard done by, in my opinion. 58.3 remaining here in the 4th. Hobart are going to go through and play in the TSBL South Conference Under-22s Women's Grand Final. They'll take on the Kingborough Kings, and that will be, I believe, at 6:30 at the Warrane Basketball Stadium Saturday night, Ronnie.
Yes, that is correct, JB.
No need to check your local listings.
No, certainly not.
We will endeavour to have those games up within 24 hours, of course, being a grand final. No doubt have some presentations as well.
Yes, we will, JB.
As Hobart get over, and Ronnie, it shouldn't be undersold. The Southern Wolves put on a hell of a performance last week. Hobart come in with just 5 players, and they've all but controlled this one. Start to finish as Thompson goes herself and wanted the contact and got it. And this has been a dominant performance by a team that has essentially looked grand final bound since round 1.
Yeah, and
that's 5th foul there on Marsh.
But I feel like for this Southern Wolves group, it's been a good learning experience. I feel like they've overachieved this year.
Absolutely.
You know, and for such a young group to get to this position, and to think they were, you know, premiers in their under-16 competition, is saying a lot of things about this young group going forward.
Yeah, a lot of development in our cams now, and I think there's a lot more parity in the junior side of our cams here in the south over the last few years, Ronnie, which is great to see, and you know, really has been on show in our 22s comp. Good ball movement, good passing, just couldn't get the finish, and that is about the summary of the night, I'd say, Ronnie.
Yeah, but I like that possession though. That was great. Just really need the finish, but again, good little set there.
So final play, Thompson's going to launch one from half. No good. Too short, so Hobart will go to a grand final. They win this one 83-60. Good contributions from both sides. And they will take on the Kingborough Kings in 3 days' time at the Warrane Basketball Centre to crown the TSBL Under-22 Women's Champion. We'll take a quick break here, Ronnie.
We will.
On behalf of Ronnie Riggs, this is Justin Bryan, your winners, the Hobart Phoenix, 83-60. And we will see you for our next game, the Kingborough Kings men
taking on the Southern Wolves men, the winner going through to take on Glenorchy in 3 nights' time.